Welcome to the Hills Family 2020 in a nutshell. Here in review,
It's Colette.
it's Chev,
It's Tina.
And it's Steve.
we're here to talk about the year that pissed everyone off. Yes. Okay, so everything began on the 1st of January, went out on New Year's, and we all went home beginning the year excited for the 2020 visions, weren't we? Well, that went to hell. Anyways, so everything went back to normal. We all went to school. I moved out. I went back to college on the 24th. I began swim training to become a lifeguard in February. And everything was going perfectly normal. And then March stepped in. Yes, where we started hearing about Corona, COVID-19 overseas, and everyone started wondering, is this going to reach Jamaica? However, Jamaicans were going about their business as usual. Whatever happens in America doesn't affect us, right? You have another thing coming if that's what you thought. On the, help me up with the dates, the 10th of March, we got our first coronavirus case. And when the individual came into Jamaica,
If we should be correct, it wasn't the 10th, but it announced on the 10th.
yes, so if it, don't get me wrong, the date might not have been the 10th because the person was here and went to a few funerals and stuff before. But it announced on the 10th of March. I remember I was here in Portland. I came over for a weekend, and I went home. I went back to Kingston on the Tuesday. And when I got there on the Tuesday, everyone on the block that I shared was talking about coronavirus, COVID-19, what is happening, and it was so disturbing that I did not go to school on the Wednesday. I didn't go to school on the Wednesday. And I think it was on the Wednesday, they announced the first case on the Tuesday, and then on the Wednesday I did not go to school. I locked myself in my room. On the Thursday, I didn't go to school again. I locked myself into my room. And then our hall manager sent an announcement to us that the Honorable Andrew Holness, our Prime Minister, yes, is closing down schools. All schools and teachers' colleges are being locked down, and we got shut down, and we had to leave immediately. I called Colette and came and said, like, come get me. I need to go home. Come and get me. Best believe I didn't come out of my room.
The real stress began at April, when everyone was like emotionally drained, not knowing what's happening relating to Corona, not knowing whether we were going to go back to school or not. And then in the end of April to May, we went back to school for high schoolers online. It was kind of hard, but yet still we tried to manage it because we know that we had to get it done. Even though the mentality was not there, there was completely no drive, but we tried. And in that period, we decided, TT and Shanette and I decided that we were going to start exercising. That went south because during that period of exercising, we all were unhealthy, let's say, because we tried so hard to lose weight. It was affecting our physicality. We were all feeling pain, drawing off the bed, legs hurting, head hurting, arms hurting, back hurting, everything was hurting. In May, we began this channel because we felt that we had a lot to offer people in terms of laughing, because we were so distressed. We just doing silly things, and we would just always make a laugh for each other. So if we were starting a YouTube channel, we would make other people laugh at our stupidness.
Interjection, not stupidness. Funness.
Craziness.
Funness.
It's not a word, but like fun. So in June now, when June stepped in, it was a very important family member's birthday. I'm not going to call him name, I'm not sure if he wants me to call his name. Yes. And we celebrated it. We put on a little party at home. We buy juice, we make soup, we make hot dogs, we make pizza. There was not a thing, any food that was not there except for the foods that we don't eat, like pork and so we're all rastas. Yeah. So other than that, that was pretty much our June. It was very relaxed and simple. Everything started to calm down there for us. Everyone was talking about going back to school. We were at home. It was a lazy month except for the party that we held earlier. And then we stepped over into the big bad July.
July was a very stressful month for me personally because in July I was going through some very emotional distress problems, and I lost my best friend. She didn't die, but she went away, and she was the person that was helping me through those problems. And after she left, I felt depressed. But this was a time when we were exercising, right? Again, this was the time we were exercising, and that activity completely took my mind off everything that I was dealing with. Moving on to the end of July, I ended up and went to Kingston. It was great, you know. I missed these little chipmunks. Yeah, that was my July in a nutshell.
Or July in a nutshell, because whatever happens with her happens with us.
Enter into August. It was a sad month. Entering into August has been sad, but with a little celebration of Emancipation Day and Independence Day, all seems to be going well until the news came. I lost my second mother and boss. She passed, leaving to mourn her son, sister, brother, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, and many more children that she nurtured, including myself. Rest in peace, Mrs. Lynette Wilkes.
Yeah.
September, no better. All hope of school reopening went shattered as the government announced that school would reopen in October. Then, to make it all worse, there it was, the scary thing, election, and persons would gather together and have us all thinking corona going spread, because election and everybody, you know, always a jump up in a bus and so no social distancing. But it went through and finished and done, and thank God only a few corona cases was announced. And hoping that September would go quietly, but to no luck was that due. September, would you go in peace? No, it has to take my dear friend, Joan. Nevertheless, when we think it is all over, Mr. October step in, taking my dear, dear auntie with it as it go.
But before it ended,
When October 1st came, I feel like everyone was excited. Well, for kids that was supposed to go back to school, because the Ministry of Education announced that the reopening of school was on the 5th, right? On the 5th. Now for students, or for anybody that wasn't in school for a long period of time, could relate to the excitement that most students was feeling. Unfortunately, we couldn't go back to the physical space because of the sudden spike of the virus, and that was a total bummer. But nevertheless, we continued on the online platform. Overall, it was a great month. I personally didn't face any problem, but it started to get real sticky in November when all the work started to cease.
The whole year was a chaos, and November was no better out of all, making us praying for no one else to die, to wishing it was December so we could ring out this year of 2020.
And the last month of 2020, this was a beautiful month for me, for you, for everybody, I guess. Knowing that 2020 will be over with and long forgotten. Well, despite the fact that I had exams and I didn't get to visit my other sister, it was a blast. I had fun with my sisters, as usual. With everything that's happening with our channel, our meetings, the plan that we have for the future, we still had fun. Grand Market came, we went out to pictures, we saw friends that we haven't seen in months. If I should be melodramatic, I would say years, because it felt like years. Christmas Day rolled in, we ate a lot of food, we played dominoes, we invented a different way to play dominoes.
there were 5 players, and we didn't want anyone to be left out of playing. So we manipulated the game where the winner would step out and let the extra person step in. So in that domino game, you played to lose, not win. Because once you win, you're losing anyways.
Yes, our December was filled with joy and happiness. 2020 was filled with so much unexpected turns, filled with so much experience and life lessons. But I am thankful, we are thankful that we made it through
2020.
That God
Made us
through 2020, and that our loved ones and friends are, safe.
Even though we lost some of them along the way, we know that God knows best either way.
For me personally, I am happy that I got to experience 2020.
We may have lost a lot, but we didn't lose everything because we still have our lives and God to thank for that.
And a lot of experience which we will use to approach to future situations better.
2020
Was a blast.
nope, was an
You-
experience that I am glad I had to experience. 2020, goodbye. You taught us enough and you take a lot.
Bye-bye, we don't want to see you again. So, thank you so much for watching our 2020 in a nutshell review. And we hope to never ever witness another year like 2020. We are not bashing are discriminating, because trust me, a lot of us had a great year even though it was very terrible. Because as my sisters have said before, the experiences can never be experienced again. So we thank you 2020 for the lessons that you have taught us, but we don't want to learn them again. Thank you.